Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Thank you so much to the intro music from Infraction on YouTube. They do some of the greatest tracks for royalty-free music out there on YouTube. You're probably not going to get struck if you're using stuff from Infraction, so like them on YouTube and subscribe to their channel. They put out good stuff. If you didn't figure it out yet, my name is Walt, and this is Coffee and Concepts. So good morning, good evening, and wherever the sun may find you. Today, we're talking up the caffeine and the dream of being a writer. So now, what we're going to do is, for the month of January, we're going to be talking up obstacles, because everybody in January is all like, I need to get on track. I'm going to start hitting the gym. I'm going to eat better. But we don't care about any of that. If you haven't done it the rest of the year, ain't going to do it now. So you don't need a starting point. You just need to clear some of the stuff out of your path so that you can determine that these are not just obstacles. They are a cleverly disguised opportunity for greatness. That being said, and a sip being taken, there it is. So, first obstacle. Now, the first obstacle that we need to talk about is kind of personal. So, I'm not going to bag your dreams. I'm not going to shatter your perceptions. I just need to talk about the first obstacle we have going on, and that obstacle is you. So, you want to be a writer, and you hear it all the time. You know, I was going to write a book once. No, you weren't. Just get that out of the way. You weren't. You thought about it, and you had this minute of like, I'm going to be doing the thing. You didn't. Because if you were going to write it, we'd have some proof. Got any proof? Did you start? Did you have chapters? Okay. Now, if you started, that's a whole different story. But if you said I was going to be a writer once, or I was going to write a book once, or I was going to do this once, and you didn't start, then you didn't do it. End of story. Discussion's over. Sorry. It is what it is. So that being said, greatest obstacle, and the first obstacle we're talking about is you. Of course, there's also the obstacle of no caffeine, which we won't discuss. We're getting a little low. However, first obstacle is you. Okay. So every time you decide to take a little longer in the bathroom because you're on Facebook, that's you. Every time you say, oh man, I got writer's block, I can't do it. Video games, that's you. Every time, it's you. Okay, so how do we get over the obstacle of you being the obstacle? It's very simple. Do you want to write? Then write. Do you not want to write? Just be honest with yourself. I really want to, I've constantly had thoughts of doing this, but I'm not ready for that yet. If you're not ready, there's no harm in that. There's no shame. Play your video game. Look at Facebook while you're on the pooper, put up some TikTok videos, blah, 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 whatever you want to do. If you are not ready to write, then you're not ready to write. Don't force it. It'll come when it's going to come. Now, on the other side of that, if you want to write and you can't figure out how to get yourself out of the way, easy. Okay. Number one, set times, right? Just like you have a dedicated time to show up to work or whatever you do during your day that is not writing, that's the times you have to ascribe to writing. So get those times in there, write during those times. So when I'm writing, I have a tendency to, after long periods of time, have a tendency to drift. So what I do is I break it into 2-hour blocks. Okay. So number one, establish those writing times, right? 2 hours, take a quick break. I usually grab a coffee. My long break is in the middle of the day. That's time enough for a dog walk, some playtime and training with my dogs. And then after that, some workout time for myself. Then 2-hour block, coffee break, 2-hour block, coffee break, so forth and so on, right? And a lot of times if I'm really feeling in the groove, which is most times because I really enjoy, I kind of enjoy writing. So if you're feeling that like really groove and it's taking you deep into the night, just break it up. Make sure you're not just because you're going to go back and look at that other writing and it's going to be crazy. Okay. Next thing. Okay. You're making excuses, right? Well, I have these things to do. I have these things to do. See, back to number one, establish writing times, get it done. If you have other things to do, no problem, right? We all have things to do. We have kids, we have jobs, we have pets, we have personal responsibilities. Some people have more than one job, right? Set aside a time. It doesn't have to be even a lot of time. I have an hour to write every day. If that's your jam, then guess what? That's your jam, right? If you have all day to write, target those times, break it up into chunks, right? Give yourself something to look forward to so that it's not just keys all the way through. Then, once you got a good flow going, right, you want to make sure that it's not just getting it out to slog it out, right? Get excited about your writing. Give yourself room to discover as much as you give yourself room to plot and plan and orchestrate. Make those little challenges every day that give you a reason to get in there, slam those keys, break that pencil on paper, chisel that stone. Whatever you do to get those words out of your brain and into the book, do it, right? But you cannot fall back on excuses. That's the biggest lesson here. Okay. If the obstacle is you have to remove the obstacle. Well, I'm not feeling my muse. If you're not feeling the muse, kick it off the bus because it ain't doing anything for you anyway. Set writing times. Establish your own deadlines for yourself. Even if you're working for a publisher and the publisher says, I can take it 2 months from now. Hard deadline. I need it by this day. It's your job. It might be your passion, but it's also your job. Set deadlines, make it work, make it happen, right? Get you out of the way, right? Facebook pooper, no bueno, right? Tons of YouTube videos and conflicting information, no bueno, right? Get your work, get your words on the page. So get you out of the way. If it's time to write, it's time to write. If you're not ready, no big deal. Enjoy somebody else's writing. So get those words out there, okay? From brain to book, make it work. No excuses. It's time to get it done. And speaking of no excuses, there is no excuse why you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel for Keystroke Medium. End of story. I mean, it's really that easy. So we want to make sure you're subscribed. Get those words so that you're getting your weekly dose of reading, writing, and a little bit more all over the place. We got lots of great shows this year. We got Dean Floyd, who's going to be doing our newest show, Under the Iceberg, where Dean's going to sit down and interview authors about their triumphs and tragedies, mostly their tragedies, kind of keying into what they did wrong before they started doing a lot right. So check that out. That's going to be starting in mid-January. So we're going to drop those on Saturday. Dean is really excited. We're really excited to see him join the Keystroke community and, get those shows out there. If you are not aware, because this is a show about coffee, we happen to have some lovely aromatic and beautifully orchestrated blends. Me personally, I like the Roast of Doom because I like a smoky coffee, and the dark roast. Those have a little less caffeine, so I can sip those throughout the day and not have to worry about my eyeballs popping open like those old-timey shutters while I'm trying to catch my 3 hours of dedicated sleep per day. So make sure you are checking out the all the great blends that are out there. And for the aforementioned writer's block, just sip a whole ton of this. You'll be fine. So lots of great shows coming on. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on audio. You can catch us on YouTube. Lots of cool stuff coming up. But more importantly, clear those obstacles out of your path, right? There's no reason you cannot publish a book in 2022. None. No reason you can't at least write that book in 2022. Even if it's 500, 1,000, 2,000 a day, right? At the end of a month, if you do 1,000 words a day, you have 30,000 words toward your book that you want to release in 2022. Let's get it done. Keystroke Medium, Coffee and Concepts. We'll see you next week.